Debt scares the cuss out of me. Debt blows.
Credit card debt sucks.
Talking about debt. We're talking about how to not get buried by it. If there's such thing as good debt. We might even talk about why there's that weird bee in debt. Debt. Welcome to Buck the Quo.
Hey, I'm Whitney, and this is Patrick.
Afraid you'll be poor?
The average student loan debt is nearing $30,000.
Are you ready to deprive yourself of that latte every day? Whitney was. Whitney's gonna teach us how to crush debt like a boss. Put your smart pants on. Let's talk to Whitney. Just diving right in, I really wanna know how you found out what you're good at.
It really came from my personal experience. I paid off a lot of debt and realized that I was good at that. And even more, I started helping people, and that was my true passion. I turned it into a business, and it's 100% online, which is interesting because that was not my area of expertise. So I do online coaching. I have a course, so I can do a webinar, start having revenue come in, and start teaching people immediately.
It's my friend Whitney. It's me, Whitney!
Come out of college and you have debt. Lots of debt. Debt, 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 debt. No money, more debt. Sad.
You paid off a lot of student loans and you did it in a short amount of time. How much and how long did it take you?
It was $30,000 in 10 months. I know.
How did you do it?
It was sacrifice. It was truly looking at my goals and saying, paying off debt is a bigger deal to me than going out to eat or doing any of that stuff. I sold anything that I didn't need, and I worked 2 jobs. That was something that I kind of dreaded. So through undergrad, I worked at a salon to get me through college, so I did toes and fingernails.
Choose a shade that goes with your own coloring and sets off your clothes to advantage.
And for 4.5 years, I had dreamed of quitting that job. And so I got a job right out of college as a staff accountant. I kept working at that salon. Even though I didn't want to, I said that was another way of sacrificing. And that extra income allowed me to pay that off so much quicker too. I was exhausted, but it was that goal that kept me going, and it kept reminding me that this is a bigger deal. And you start seeing progress, and that progress comes really quickly. And so for me, I was like, this is so cool. I was all in on my goal.
Let's take a walk over to a classroom where human reactions are being tested.
I don't need money to be happy. I'm going to be applying for a lot of jobs, so that way I can start saving and saving and saving and saving and saving.
You know, I'd rather work on something that I'm really passionate about.
I can pay off my student loans, and that'll be fulfillment.
Can't exactly live a good life without money.
You made a pretty big purchase as far as you bought a house, right?
Yeah.
And you were young. You were
19
years old. At 19 years old, I could not buy a PlayStation. How is that even on your radar? Like, how is that possible for you to buy a house at 19 years old?
I didn't have financial support from my family. So college was on me, living expenses, all of that stuff was on me. And so that wasn't a surprise for me. When I turned 18, I knew I could get an apartment or I can do this. And so I had already thought of that, and I had already been saving up money for, my deposits and stuff like that. And I got in and found that I could actually own a home for the same amount as renting. I learned that if I could buy a home at 19, that I could actually get in there, get a couple roommates, and that would help me cover my house payment.
Wow.
And so that's what I did.
That idea that you can be you and that you should do that for yourself.
I mean, it's the truth. It's something that I preach. I see people go through different variations of self-doubt all the time, and it's so sad. It's like, just go do it,
be happy, be awesome, be you.
Not everyone's gonna like what you do, and that's okay. Like, you can't please everybody, and you shouldn't. No. Otherwise, you're not being true to yourself.
That's great. There you go. There's another kind of independence and freedom, that idea in your head of just be you. Don't worry about what the world thinks about you. Be you, do what you want to do.
I like that.
Me too.
But if you have a question or you have a doubt, if you're still not sure what the whole thing's about, just always remember.
All right, this is you. These are your goals. Maybe a big bag of money, house, maybe a boat. Problem is that you don't have any money and you don't have any support. So how are you gonna get from here to here? The answer is sacrifice. You have to be willing to do the hard stuff now to make the happy you later. So what are you willing to trade to make sure that you have an awesome future? Tell us about it below. Comment right here.